Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian, and welcome back to Industrial Rotation. So, some of you guys might be wondering what on earth we're doing today. And the answer to that is we are working on Tinker's Construct. Odd, I know that I'm working on Tinker's Construct, but there it goes. So the first thing we've done is we made some aluminum, all right? Or we made some alumite. Alumite is Tinker's Construct aluminum in a smeltery, okay? And the way we get T-Con aluminum, by the way, and by the way, Greg Tech aluminum will not work. So what you have to do is you have to take aluminum dust from Greg Tech or any other mod, and that's not it. There. And then what you end up doing is you just cook the dust or the ore directly, and you get yourself aluminum, okay, from Tinker's Construct. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour out our alumite, all right? Thank you. And we're going to replace the steel pickaxe we have here with the alumite pickaxe head, okay? Because alumite actually has a higher mining level than steel, which is going to make our lives a little bit, well, not necessarily easier, but... All right, so let's take this. I think that goes in there, and then don't we put that there? No. All right, now how do we do this? Let's see. I probably should have figured this out before I started the episode, but... No. Maybe just in a crafting table? Parts can be replaced. Okay, I understand parts can be replaced, game. But how do I go about doing that? Oh, there we go. Alright, so it still says mining level obsidian. I don't understand. Okay. Mining level says obsidian. And that's nice, right? Okay, so it's not in there. It has to be one of the other books. Okay. Let's see. Huh, it's not in there. Okay. All right, well, let's see if we can actually go to the Nether and mine some of this stuff then. Hopefully we can. If not, I'm going to look like an idiot on camera, but that isn't the first time that's happened. To point it out to all of you guys watching this, I have actually never really used the updated rules for this specific mod, so I'm not entirely certain if I have them exactly correct. So let's just pop through our portal here and see if we can't find some of what we're looking for, which is cobalt and ardite, okay? Cobalt and ardite can be fused together to create manilium. And manilium is one of the best weapons materials in the entire game, at least for Tinker's Construct. The problem is, it's really hard to mine. And we cannot, in fact, harvest it because it requires tier 6. Interesting. Okay. Now, I'm pretty certain that this is what you're supposed to use to mine with. And so I'm pretty surprised that I'm not allowed to mine with it. Oh, maybe I have to get another level. Let's see if that's the case. It might be. It might be that I have to level it up again to actually mine with it. And let's see. There we go, +1 mining level. Awesome. Hey, now I can mine ardite and cobalt. So this is ardite ore here, okay? Cobalt ore is blue. You can see some up in the ceiling over there, but let's take another look around. Cobalt, anywhere? Cobalt? Topaz ore. That's nice to see, okay. We have some more ardite. Now, the cool thing about cobalt, and the reason I'm kind of looking for it, is that cobalt is actually the fastest mining material in the game. All right. So if you looked in your Mighty Smelting or whatever book you're using, not Mighty Smelting, but the original T-Con book, ardite, cobalt, excuse me, is actually faster than manilium. The advantage of manilium is that it actually lasts longer and has a higher durability than ardite. but it's not as fast, or it's fast, but cobalt is faster, basically. And there's some more cobalt over here. Now, the problem's going to be that we're going to need an absolutely unbelievable amount of cobalt to do anything really useful with it. All right? Well, I can't harvest it. Required tier 7. I thought you are required. I thought you are tier 7. Oh, unless they split Ardite and Cobalt into different tiers. Okay. So now I need to go make an Ardite pick. Great. All right, let's get back through the portal, and let's make ourselves that. Now, the end game reason for why I'm doing all of this is that eventually I'm going to wind up wanting to craft a bow. All right? Tinker's Construct bow, which should tell you in the long run what I'm looking at, which is, you know, fighting the End Dragon and his ilk and the Wither and dealing with all of that stuff. But until then, we're going to have to do this first. And what I'm going to want to have is I'm going to want to have manilium arrows to do it with. Okay? So let's climb up through here. Through the maze that is my base. Through the door. And over through here. Perfect. All right. So now let's open this thing up. And let's drop some of our Ardite ore into there. What's going to happen is, of course, it's going to melt itself down. It's going to take forever and a day to do it, but it is going to melt itself down. And then what we'll do is we'll take the Ardite ore, we'll turn it into a pickaxe head, we'll put the pickaxe head on the Alamite pickaxe, and we'll go back and we'll level it up and get ourselves some cobalt. Once we have the cobalt, I can then start mining the Ardite and cobalt to my heart's content, until at least I find enough of it, blah, 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 blah. You guys get where I'm going with this, right? Right, good, great. Now, while we're doing that, I want to look up something else, which is a slime crystal, okay? Slime crystals are pretty important. There we go. Either green or blue, doesn't matter. Slimy mud can be made with slime balls. Slime balls are made with propolis and pollen clusters. Good, okay, so I do have a way to make it then. Interesting, drying bed. What do I need in the drying bed? Huh. Lots of good ways to get slime balls now, huh? Okay, so now we have some molten Ardite. And we can pour it into a pickaxe head. And it's a nice, disgusting brown. Okay? So we'll come over to here. And we'll put the pickaxe head on our pickaxe, and we'll head back to the nether. To level it up and mine some cobalt. And then we'll get started with some other components. So, you know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I come back in a few minutes? Yeah, mine level Ardite, but we lose one level of... yes, we need to level it up again. Good. So I will come back in a few minutes once we are ready to start the next phase of my construction. Be right back. We're back, guys. So, what did we get from the nether? Let's take a look. Oop, that's the wrong bag. We got plenty of cobalt ore. We also got cobaltite ore and a couple other ore types as well. You know how I went through that entire process to get myself nickel-producing bees? Well, I found garnierite ore and pentlandite ore and nickel ore. And all of those produce nickel, so I don't need those nickel-producing bees anymore. Yep. Exactly. That entire thing I did? Yeah, don't need it. Thanks, Greg Tech. Thank you so much. That was really appreciated. And I also found this stuff, cobaltite ore. This cobaltite ore is basically Greg Tech's way of producing cobalt. It's going to be very useful to us in the long run. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw that stuff in there. And we're going to drop down here. All right? And we can hear our massive ore grinder start working. Their bang, bang, crunch, crunch sounds. Heavy machinery. In some ways, I'm a very stereotypical male. I like my heavy machinery and large devices. Actually, funny story. And steak. Yes, I actually cooked dinner for date night tonight, so it was steak tips and corn, and it was tasty. I'm not certain if you can hear her through my mic, but she liked it too. So, yes, where were we? Right. As I was saying, In some ways, I am a stereotypical male. I like my heavy machinery and my big devices and all that sort of stuff. Which is one of the reasons I like building systems in Minecraft, because they're fun. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop our cobalt ore in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And let's see. So we're going to cook this stuff down. And what we also want here... Oh, right. We don't have a hammerhead pattern, do we? Ooh, okay. Alright, well that puts the crimp on that plan to a significant degree. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put that there. And I could have sworn I had a hammerhead cast around here somewhere. Like, I really thought I had one. How did I get my steel hammer then? Unless I accidentally threw it out or something. No, it's not in there. Maybe it went in here? No. Huh. Okay. Alright, well, let's do this then. Thaumium shard, yes. Okay, so we'll put that there. We'll put this here, and we'll get a stone hammer. And let's see, aluminum brass. Good. I didn't know if I actually had any in there or not. So we can make a hammerhead pattern, I guess. I mean, that kind of confuses me. I didn't have any in there, but they didn't already have one, but okay. So we'll throw our aluminum brass ingot in there, and then we can pour out one of these to get our cobalt head. And then we can yank that out, put that in there, open that up, put these away. And we'll be able to make ourselves a mold for hammerheads. Just click that to put on the bottom and we can pour it out to make the mold. Perfect, so that's done. We can pour that out. And that's going to make ourselves our hammerhead. Oh look, it even says up at the top now on Wayla. Cool. That's nice, actually. I like that a lot. Alright, so now we have cobalt hammerheads and cobalt pickaxes. Now these are actually the fastest tool materials in the game. And we're just going to upgrade straight. We're not going to bother, you know. Not going to worry about it, just going to upgrade straight. Let's go here. We'll put that there, we'll put that there. And you can see mining speed goes up to 15. Yoink. And on this, we put this here. Apparently not. Apparently we're going to wait for that. Oh, it has to auto-repair first. Okay. So we'll let that repair all the way. Now, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to open this guy up, and we're going to need to find... Well, first I want to do this. I thought I had some aluminum ore laying around, but apparently I don't. That's a pity, ain't it? Oh, we have some aluminum ingots. Okay, good. So the next thing I want to do is I want to open up my part builder, and actually... Interesting. Reduce reload time with harder materials. Longbow. But performs worse with light arrows. It loads bolts that are fired on the trigger. Okay, so I'm going to have to experiment with these, but I'm thinking longbow. Bow limb, bowstring, bow limb, large plate. Okay. So what we'll do is... Well, I may do this. I don't know yet. The first thing I know I'm going to need, however, are going to be some... Over here. Going to be some arrowheads. Hold on. Let's do that. Arrowhead pattern. We'll open this guy up. Yoink. And... aluminum brass is copper, if I do remember. So let's come back out to here and let's start this thing up. Alright, so let's yank that. We want... Let's see. I think it's 1 aluminum, and if I remember correctly, it's 3 copper, maybe? Well, we'll find out. I could check in Mighty Smelting, but I don't feel like opening that up right now. And let's put our hammerhead away while we're at it. So aluminum. Now, I don't think any of these will actually do anything with cobalt. I'm pretty certain they won't. However, we actually want to decant that cobalt ingot now that I'm thinking about it. Because it's going to screw up our math in the future. So that does that. 1, 2... Okay. Stand up with 2 ingots. Okay. That's fine. Alright. Well, we also probably should throw that in there. Alright, so we're going to take our stone arrowhead. We're going to put the arrowhead down like that and pour that over. Perfect. There we go. So we now got a casting for an arrowhead. Now, the other thing I want to do is let's actually make our arrowheads. Alright? So we'll let that go. Boom. We have aluminum. I know the aluminum melted down. I don't know what's going on now. I just don't know what's going on. Okay. So, if we look at the what's required for the crossbow, we need a binding, right? Right. So let's go look at the parts. We're going to need a tough tool rod, first of all. Let's come over here. So we're going to need the tough tool rod. We're going to need, what is this, fletching? We're going to need fletching. I know we're going to need fletching. That's a bow limb. Crossbow body. And... hold on, let's look at the crossbow for a second. Is that just a short bow? That almost just looks like a short bow. Hold on. Crossbow. Oh, crossbow limb. Oh, okay. Unstable parts, silver, lead, ferrous, shiny, thaumium, plastic. Okay, so we have to melt them in crossbow limb. Okay. Well, my running question is, what's the best material for crossbow? That would be a good question now, isn't it? But none of these are actually showing... none of these are actually showing what they want. Mathematical. Unbreakable. +3, +2, +5 for Manulin. Well, it says reduced, so I wonder... Let me do some research and I'll be right back. Guys, and we are back. So, 1, 2, 3. So we're just getting ourselves the final components we need. So I'm making this, which gives me an enchanted bowstring. Excuse me. Oh, right, I have to... Excuse me. There we go. Okay, good. I was worried for a second that it ate it or something. So, as you can see, if I go back to the crossbow, we have a thalium crossbow body. We now have an enchanted bowstring. And what are we going to make our last component out of this thing? We're going to use slime, all right? Now, slime is pretty useful. It's kind of the standard material you want to make a lot of your tools and materials out of. A lot of your bows and ranged weapons. And the nice thing is we can make it with pollen and propolis, okay? Which, if I remember correctly, looks something like this. You know what? Let's just finish getting all this stuff out. There we go. That should be good for now. If we look up over here, if we look up slime crystals, slime crystal, slimy mud, which is 4 slimes, and then that. And if we look into our, come on, let's see. If we look at our part builder over here, we should be able to see that we need our, oh, did I not? Nope, there it is, crossbow limb. 4 materials required. Okay, so we need 4 slime crystals. Well, that's not too hard to get, is it? We put our slime balls in. We go slime crystal. We want the green one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to cook it up in our alloy smelter. All right, so that's going to start cooking. In the meantime, we have our thaumium ingots. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the tool rod pattern and put them in here. Okay? Tool rod. $16.33. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go outside to our smeltery. All right. And this is kind of the trick with making crossbows. Okay. And what we'll do at our smeltery is open this guy up. And we're actually going to clear a lot of this stuff first. And this is the easiest way, by the way, to clear a lot of this stuff is just to break it and replace it. And hold on for a split second. Let's put that in. Break and replace. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to put to our casting table again. All right, and what we're going to do here is we're going to say 3, 6, 9, and 3, 6, 9. And that's going to get us 9 ingots of manilium, because it takes 2 ingots of each metal to produce 1 manilium. Where each of these ores counts as being 2 ingots of its respective metal. So therefore, we're going to get 9 ingots out. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour those ingots around our tool rods to give us bolt cores. And then we're going to combine our bolt cores with feather fletching to give ourselves bolts. Okay? So I'm hoping that this works. At least this is what the wiki is telling me works. So we'll see. Now, like everything else in Tinker's Construct, crossbow bolts themselves can actually have... there we go. Crossbow bolts can actually have modifiers themselves put on them. There we go. And we're going to do this quite a bit. Unfortunately, this is one of those things that really isn't doable by any other means. And I'm using thaumium cores for this, because that way they have extra modifiers to them. Okay? This is going to take a while, isn't it? Yeah, this is. Well, let's get a few of them put together. All right. In terms of fletching materials, by the way, in my opinion, your best bet is to go with just standard feathers. So I ran around and collected some feathers, and that's what we're going to use. All right? Pretty easy. Let's grab that. Let's get one more. I wish there was a faster way to do this, but trying to automate this sort of process is not easy. There's just so much possibility for messing it up that it's just easier to do it manually. I guess I could probably do it with computer craft, maybe turtles. Well, not computer craft, but open computers. Perhaps turtles would do the job, but I don't feel like doing that. Throwing knife, arrow, bolt. Oh, right. We should do a first things first here, shouldn't we? All right, so let's grab this. Slime crystal, thank you very much. And let's plug the slime crystal into our part builder. Crossbow limb pattern. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to put this into our crossbow. There we go. Thaumic and writable, by the way, which is nice. I'm glad to see that. So put that over there. And then we'll see here for crossbow. That's a javelin, throwing knife, arrow, or do you just do it in your inventory? bolt, fletching, fletching, bolt. Or is that just all you do to it then? No, okay, so let's see. Part builder. Oh, there we go. So we go with the bolt, and then we put the feather on. No, we put the fletching on. And, oh, would you look at that? That's quite a few bolts. Oh, and you get them back, too. Or at least, I think I got it back. So this should be pretty... Come on. Reload speed's pretty quick, though. It's fairly accurate, too. Not bad. Not bad indeed. And I think we're recovering them. Yep, goes back to 111. So that should be pretty good, right? Yeah, that should be pretty good. Max damage 15.6. So we can actually increase the damage even more. Because remember, these are writable items, just like any other mod. Just like any other part of Tinker's Construct. We can modify these and change their properties. So let's come back over to here. And in fact, let's get some nether quartz. And start doing some modifications. So we put those in there. And let's put these into storage here. Actually, I'll pull these out, and a lot of this stuff can go back into here. Oops, no, we want those out. There we go. Okay. So if we go to here... Oh, can bolts not be modified? Interesting. Okay, yeah, that modifies that. But I can't put quartz on here. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if that's a limitation to bolts, that they can't be modified like that. Interesting. Alright, I did not in fact know that. Well then. Now at least we do have a crossbow. Nice. That does a decent amount of damage. It also shoots a fairly decent range, too. I'm interested in testing this out versus the longbow and seeing how they stack up. But that's going to be another thing for another day. So we've gotten Tinker's Construct going. We've gotten ourselves some cobalt, some ardite. We've gotten ourselves a hammerhead. You know what? I can probably just use some steel to repair this thing with. Tool forge. And then I wonder if it'll now let me modify this. No, actually it won't. Interesting. Maybe because it has to be upgraded again? I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure out why it won't let me upgrade it. But that'll have to be in the next episode. For now, guys, I know this is a bit of a shorter episode, but honestly, there's not much else I can really shoehorn in here other than what I've already done. So this will have to be a shortish episode. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. This has been Mr. Kassarian. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscription. Next episode, we're probably, well, we'll see. We have a couple of different things we can work on. I'm not entirely certain what I want to do yet, but we will figure it out. It might be something to do with liquid storage, or it may be something to do with actually building ourselves a set for automatic electrolyzation. Either ways, guys, this has been Mr. Kassarian, and as always, happy mining.